All right, guys, welcome back to Overshot, a paintball podcast. We're so happy you guys are joining us once again. I just got to give a quick shout out to the homie Harrison Fry, man. He hooked me up with the jersey. That's right over there, man. Super stoked to be adding to this collection behind you guys. And I'm going to try and bust it every once in a while and wear it. But, you know, Overshot for life. So Diezana jersey is going to be on my back a lot. But shout out to Harrison for the jersey. I really appreciate it, man. And also, if you're not too late, dude, I'm going to try and get this out as soon as possible. But we're going to be at the Woodball World Cup this weekend. This might come out on Saturday, so you might only have one day to get there. But if you're in the area, you want to come say what's up, man, Waldo and I are going to be chilling there Saturday and Sunday with a booth, just hanging out. We won't be playing. So if you want to come say what's up, you come say what's up to us. We would really appreciate it. We're going to have merch and some other stuff available and interviewing some real OGs if you want to come and hang out. We would much appreciate it. But I got to tell you about the companies that help us out now. And the first one is Diezana Sports A1 from day one. They've been rocking with us from the get-go. And their products are just amazing, dude. As I said before, the Overshot jerseys are Diezana. Our pants are Diezana. We head to toe. It's all we rock, man. And if you need anything from their website, the code is Overshot when you check out, and you'll get 10% off. They're adding a bunch of new teams. I know the Seattle Thunder's got their stuff. Patty Gleason's off the leash stuff is there. So you get 10% off all of that if you want to get it. Plus their new duffel bag. I think it's only pre-order right now, but they just got a brand new duffel bag. Again, Overshot, you'll get 10% off. But really my favorite sponsor is Volcano, man. I love my bag, dude. That shit is the bee's knees, especially if you're going like I was just talking today because we're talking about rides for ICC. I'm literally going to mandate everyone's got to have a Volcano bag because I'm not fucking fitting your giant ass gear bag in the goddamn car. Consolidate your shit, and the Volcano bag is perfect for that. So I want to make them all do that, and they're all going to use code Overshot10. I know we got to throw 10 at the end, and you'll get 10% off the bag. I mean, they have cool shirts too. You'll get 10% off everything. But I'm super excited to talk to the guys from Blizzard, man. They're a local team to the New York area. They've been really hot recently. We're going to dig into all that, so I won't dig in too much right now. But I want to welcome Chris and Brad to the show, man. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I love to start this the car way. Love to know how paintball found you guys. So we'll start from top to bottom. Chris, we'll go with you first. So how did you find paintball? And like, what was your first time kind of like?
This is a funny story. So I was about probably 14 and 15. My cousin used to play back in the day, a little older than me. So he took us out. He's like, oh, let's go play paintball. You're going to like it. I'm like, I'm not going to play paintball. What the hell is paintball?
Yeah.
So he
Does
took
that shit
me
hurt?
Yeah. He's like, the only way you could play though is I have to shoot you. You have to get shot first. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you have to get shot first. Yeah.
I don't like this already.
Yeah. So I actually used to live out in Staten Island. I'm out in the city now. So we went to Staten Island paintball. And as I'm walking to go play our first game, he just lights me up in the back. And I'm like, oh, damn, that shit hurts.
Good looks, bro.
Yeah, and so I ended up playing that day, and then I was like, oh man, I really like this, and kind of just caught me right there. Yeah. So and then I would go. They used to have like something on Wednesday nights back in the day, so I used to go like every Wednesday night, and then
those weekdays are where it's at. I love the weekdays.
Yeah, like those are the best. Work. That's the best time to go. And then I started going out to LLP for a little bit. And then obviously because of work, I didn't have the weekends off anymore. So I took a little bit of time away.
That sucks.
And I jumped back into it like probably 3 or 4 years ago and just been steady since.
Yeah, awesome, man. And we'll pick up there in a minute, but I got to get Brad's story now. So how did paintball find you? When was your first time like?
The first time
your cousin wasn't lighting you up.
No, I found the pictures from my first time. That was me.
Dude, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, so that was at Asylum Paintball. Every summer, my family would go
check down.
Yeah, checks down. It's already cashed, so it doesn't matter anyway. The first time was Asylum Paintball in the Poconos. We'd go every summer, just on vacation there with the family. And I really wanted to try paintball out. And we went to Asylum, which is mostly a woods ball field, but if you see in the background there's a speedball field. Yeah. And I remember just like we went out there, we're having a blast, and every time we'd come back, for water, paint, air, all that stuff, you'd hear that thunderous breakout. And obviously this is back when like semi-uncapped was going on. So it's like real thunder hitting the bunkers. This is 2009.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncapped semi, dude, ripping. Yeah.
Exactly. And I remember saying like, I got to try this. And I jumped on the field. Like I asked towards the end of the day if it was cool, because we know how everybody is about letting, a new guy in. Yeah. And towards the end, they let me in for one game and I got lit up. And I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to come back here and I'm going to rip him back.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
And I mostly stayed playing woods ball for a good amount of time. Played with the Blasters as like a junior guy on their scenario team and stuff. And eventually I just said, that's it. I got up to the speedball field. Otherwise I'm going to get too old and I'm never going to have that chance. And I'm going to be back in the woods anyway. So that was it. Took the step onto the speedball field and fell in love with it and can't stop now.
Yeah. What year was that?
When I finally started playing speedball?
Yeah.
It was in high school. We started a team called Inside Joke. It was like maybe 2013. I think junior year of high school, because we could finally.
A good name.
Yeah, Inside Joke. It's a solid name. And that team's still around now. It's just a scenario team. I'll come out for fun and go have a good time. Not all the competitiveness that comes with speedball. But yeah, we played a 3-man. We took first in that at Yankee Paintball.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Shout out Eugene, yo. I know.
Yeah,
Eugene.
shout out Eugene. Yeah, from the Blasters, since I know him, of course. Yeah. So I know everybody. Like this guy on that side over there.
Yeah. Don't worry, me too. I'm in the same boat.
We went back for another event, played there again. They were like, you guys are up and coming. You guys are doing this thing. General the game there, a big game. They're like Halloween one. And then finally said, I was like, all right, this was fun, but we're going like, if we did 3-man speedball and did well, let's build this up. Let's get it going. Start looking for players and ended up just joining a team instead of trying to build a speedball team. It's a little bit harder commitment wise and what you're asking of players.
Dude, I think it's so tough to build a team. I think it's so tough to try and get committed dudes.
It's hard to get a good, solid group of guys that actually are committed and want to play.
Dude, because people suck, dude. They're flakes, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking tough.
We're going to show up. They never show up for practice, or they show up and they're bummed. It's like, dude, get out of here. You're not. You got to practice.
Dude, I've had people like no show like the worst times. Like I'm sure it's happened to Waldo more times. He's a little bit more history in tournaments than me. But like even I had dudes like day of the tournament, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not coming. I'm like, dude, what do you mean you're not coming? You're about to beat a hole in my backyard, asshole. What the fuck do you mean?
See, the good thing
that's why you get money up front.
Yeah, well, the good thing we have is Chris will handle all that. He kind of really takes the reins with that stuff. Whenever I have trouble with somebody, that's him. All him.
Yeah, I'm a ball breaker. You're coming.
Yeah, dude, you got to be like that, and that's why like Waldo handles all that shit for the team. That's why like the second like anything is out, like I'll PayPal him right away, just because like I've been like kind of in charge of that before, and I know how mad it sucks. It's terrible.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got dudes trying to pay you with like spires and shit. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Just PayPal me $80.
If you can't pay us to play the game, then you can't play with us. Paint costs money. You got to pay for entry. It's ridiculous. If you don't have money, you can't play. That's it.
Let us have it. Now tell us what you think, Waldo. I know you want to get it off the chest.
Unless you're a pro and you want to trade for entry.
Oh, no.
Unless you're a pro and you want to pay with jerseys, also does not work.
What? That's no good? That's no good?
Shout out, Henry.
No. Yeah. Throwing shade 5 minutes in.
Yeah, right? No. Hey, we're 8 minutes. We're 8 minutes. But
I'll take a few.
That's acceptable then.
I'll take merchandise.
You want a Blizzard jersey?
Ninja 77 tank.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Waldo. I'm going to edit that out. But so let's move away from that before every team is trying to trade you jerseys for entry. So Chris, do you play scenario games? I know, Brad, you said you've even joined. I'll get back to that later. But Chris, do you play scenarios or anything like that?
Before I got to the speedball, I was actually on a scenario team, and we did that for a little bit. I'm kind of over the scenario. I'm really a competitive person, so speedball's what I want to play. Until I get older, I'll go back to the scenario, but I'm already old, so
my knees start hurting.
Yeah.
No, but scenarios are good. They're good to get every once in a while. I mean, I know
every once in a while is great. Just to change, you got to change it up. You got to go. Sometimes you got to just have a little bit of fun. Go out there and enjoy yourself. So scenarios good.
I like the camping more than anything. Honestly,
I was gonna say for me, I don't know how often I'm on the field. It's like bring the tailgate grill, bring a cooler with beers, and we're pretty much hanging out at the parking lot of the paintball field. And then, oh crap, let's go play for like the last hour because we missed the rest of the day.
Right? It's like, hey, Jenna, are we losing? All right, fuck. I'll give up. Shit, dog. No, so then we'll go back to you, Brad. You were saying you were doing some 3-mans, and then that's when you're on your first, you kind of like your first team. So like, what was your first 5-mans experiences like, and where were those?
Actually, my first 5-man experience speedball wise was last year World Cup. With this guy above me, and, some of the other players on Blizzard, but we were playing for another team at the time. That's how we all met. Playing for another team.
So perfect. Dig into it a little bit now. So your guys are forming Blizzard. How did that kind of come together?
Well, all right. Well, kind of.
I get the sense it's going to be a good story. All right.
It could be a good story. We'll just make it a good little story. So we were on another team, obviously, when we were just running scrimmages and stuff like that. So
look at Waldo's face.
We thought we were hot shit. We'd go to World Cup and we went 4-4, which is honestly not bad because it was all of our first time playing a tournament, and World Cup, all the best teams are there.
Yeah.
So we went 4-4. Yeah. We actually just missed making Sunday by I think it was 50 seconds or something like that. Somebody played a quicker match than us. So we went back to the house and we're all talking, we should have did this, we should have did that, blah, blah, blah. And then it just started from there. And then we ended up playing a LLP tournament, one of a local kind of thing. When we played second place there. Yeah,
the cash one, no rank, just for fun.
Right. So we end up taking second place there. You know what? This could work.
Right, this might be good. All right.
Yeah. So and we all grabbed a really good bond when we were in Florida for World Cup. We have the chemistry and stuff. So you know what? Let's make this happen. So we just did our own thing. Everyone has different views in paintball. So we wanted to drill more. We want to do that. Our other team didn't really want to do that. They were more of an established team. And, when you're a new team, you have to do things to get better.
Yeah.
So we just didn't see eye to eye.
Right. All the little things like we were talking about before, going out on Wednesday night and shit like
right.
that. Maybe some of the more established dudes aren't into that.
Right. Exactly. And so, we definitely needed to put a little more time in. And it's paid off. We just took second at NXL, and
so let's dig into it right now because you brought it up, man. So NXL, you guys took second place. Walk us through it a little bit. How did the prelims go for you guys? And I don't know if Brett, if you want to tag in, Chris, you've been talking for a minute, so walk us through the prelims, man.
Yeah, the prelims.
Well, we got to talk about how we got there first. No one even
actually.
This is a good story because nobody even wanted to go.
So our plan was we were going to play all 5 TSXL events. We're franchise guys. If you didn't pay your money, get on that ASAP. Shout out Waldo.
ASAP.
Get on it.
But we said we're going to play 5 X-Ball matches, and we want to play NXL. You got to play NXL. It's the Nationals. Everyone from
you want to see how you measure up.
Exactly.
Right.
So we said it's going to cost a lot of money between 2 different franchises that we're playing. And Nationals are expensive as it is because you have the added fees of getting there and staying there.
Dude, it adds up. Well,
it does.
I'm probably talking about this every episode, but a hotel, car rental,
exactly.
You want to go out to dinner.
Right.
It's easily $1,000 a person,
so
even more.
We said we got to go back to World Cup and redeem ourselves. Now that we're our own team, we got to own World Cup. And you got to go to World Cup.
Absolutely.
We want to go to Chicago because our snake player, Marcel, shout out Marcel, he's from Chicago. That's his hometown. So it'd be a chance for us to come to his hometown. He'll show us around. Most of us haven't been there. It'd be cool to be there with him.
Yeah.
And then the other event is Philly. It's in our backyard. We're from New York. You got to play Philly. So we got closer to this event, and I looked at Chris, and I was like, dude, I kind of want to play the Sunshine State Major. And he's like, yeah, I'm down too.
It's going to be warm.
Yeah.
So we asked the team, and the team's like, no, we're not down. It's too much money, whatever. And we're like, all right, we'll free agent for the event. Yeah. So we're like, it's just 2 of us. We'll just find another team. And I start reaching out to teams from the Midwest, and they're like, yeah, we'll take you, whatnot. And then one of our players,
sponsor had a team.
Yes, we have a couple.
Remembered has.
Yeah, they have a few teams out there. Ali remembered. So we reached out to them. That was who we were talking to about playing with. But you still want to play with your own guys, right? And one of our guys, actually last minute, his family decides they're moving to Florida. So
All right.
he, we say goodbye to him, and now that's a third player. I was like, hey, you're already down there. You want to play? And he's like, yeah, I'd be down. And now we have 3. So now we're like, hold on, we have the majority. Let's see if we can somehow we convince Marcel to go.
Well, that's because I paid half of Marcel's entry.
That helps.
You do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
And then our final guy was Gabe. He's our back player, and he's our clutch player. He's the one that he'll close games out when we think we're really like shit out of luck. He'll pull it out. So
back player's job.
He was the last one, and the reason he wasn't going to go, or majority of at least, was it was his girlfriend's birthday, and it's really difficult to convince a girl who's so not into this. And I mean, even if a girlfriend is supportive of it, that's not where she wants to spend her birthday.
Oh no.
So he has to convince his girlfriend that instead of hanging out with her friends, she's better off hanging out with a bunch of dirty paintballers in an Airbnb where we're not going to shower. We're just going to jump into the pool to clean off.
Yeah.
Oh, but I broke his balls for at least 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, dude, get on it. Lay it down. Like,
we need
get on it. Yeah. I'm like, dude, you got to smooth talk. I don't know what you got to do, but do whatever you got to do.
All the brownie points you've ever accumulated, you need to get them in right now.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so next thing you know, we're at the event. Everybody got down there a different way. Flew at different times. I actually was down there for a week already for work-related stuff, so I drove, which worked out because we had a pickup truck. And we definitely needed pickup trucks because we ran out of seats. And in Florida, you can legally ride in the bed. So we had people in the bed of the truck. Like, it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Let's go, Florida.
As far as prelims go, we did really well. We went 6-2 in the prelims. We won our first match. Our second match, we lost, but our coach, shout out Mike Lynch.
Yes.
Another guy I know.
I know Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, good dude. He honestly, we owe a lot of it to him. He coached us to victory. I mean, that we needed him there. He was calling out dudes. He's like, ref, you don't see what's going on. There's 2 guys on the field with hits on their pack, and you're just letting it go. And they ended up reversing the point to us. And then we won the rest of them, except for one more team, which was Venomous Bloodline, which we'll get to them soon because they were the team we played in the finals on the pro field. Yeah. So we went 6-2, and we were in second out of the prelims. And the top 2 teams got the bye. So we actually got to go home and celebrate Sunday Club, which was what we were always talking about. We didn't even talk about like everything else. Our whole goal was let's just get Sunday Club. Let's do something most teams haven't done. And we made Sunday, and we got the bye, so we didn't even have to play the quarterfinals. We got to show up late to the field, a little hungover. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, though. So 6-2. So you guys really had a good prelims, man.
Yeah, we went 4-0 right out the bat. And then we lost one game. Then we, went back and won the next 2. And like we knew we secured it after that, and we were like celebrating in the pits and stuff. And Mike is like, you guys need to calm down because we still got more games to play.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
like that moment, like act like you've been there, like, motherfucker, I haven't been there. Let's go.
Yeah, this is it. We finally made Sunday Club.
We all lost our voice.
We did. It was bad. And what was amazing too was, we played 2 events leading up to this that were ranked events. And both of them, one being TSXL Event 1, and the other one was
for the player league, whatever it's called.
We played those 2 events. And we went from thinking we were hot shit, because like he said, we placed second at a Jim Kim event, right?
Yeah.
LLP D5. Then we said, you know what? That was too easy. Let's go D4. We played a D4 event for them, unranked still, and we took 4th. And we were tied for first out of the prelims and took 4th after in the finals. So in our heads, we're the hottest team around. We started this team in January, and we're unstoppable. And then the first 2 ranked events we play, we don't even make it out of prelim. We're in the back end of the teams. Like, people forgot we were there. So it's pretty cool to think that we went from that to a national event that we kind of last minute said, hey, let's play it. Yeah. And we end up Sunday Club, get the bye out of the prelims, make it into the finals. And as far as we went, stepping on the pro field, calling home and saying, hey, turn on Go Sports. Like, you're going to watch us play. Yeah. It's a pretty cool experience.
It's definitely a dream come true.
Bro, it's
what's harder?
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Mike actually said that was so cool to hear Mike say that. Mike said he's like, I've been playing this game so long and I haven't stepped foot on the pro field yet. And to see like you guys on your first go at as this team at a national level stepping on the pro field. It's a pretty cool experience.
Dude, were you guys nervous at all?
We weren't really nervous. I think we had our stuff together. Marcel was a little nervous.
Marcel just gets nervous. He's such a strong player, arguably our best player. And when I say argue, I mean no one would argue with that. And he's like freaking out.
Yeah, we're like, calm down, dude. You just got to do your job. Just do your job.
Just do your 20%. That's it.
Yeah, so.
That's like you guys with the level head.
No.
Yeah.
Because I was not. Like my first time like on like Go Sports, it was at the ICC, and I remember just like walk down the stairwell to get to the field, dude, and looking at the cameras, like literally my heart was probably hitting the other start box. I'm like,
oh my god.
I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, don't embarrass yourself, dude. Do not fucking embarrass yourself on TV right now.
I think we were in the zone. To be honest, I have the worst anxieties, and when it's game time, my heart starts pounding. Yeah. And I was so calm. I was just game face. We were so hungry to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes things don't work out the way it is. Second it's still good enough, you know, especially for our first tournament at the NXL level as a team. Good. So
it's like second is so tough because it's like you feel like you should be like you second place, or you should be proud of that accomplishment.
Yeah,
second place is really good, but in the back of your head, you're like, bro, we could have won. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks that. Everybody.
It was close. And the thing that sucks about being on Go Sports is how well they film everything, because every single player on this team has dissected the last game that we played, because in our final match it was 1-1 tied. And we're playing race to 2 as D5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally like, this is it. This next point has to take it. There is nothing else. And we all have blamed each other. I mean, we blamed ourselves for how that game ended. I thought I screwed up. I should have done something different. Marcel says he screwed up. Steve on the Dorito side said he screwed up. But that's because we have the opportunity to sit there and dissect it and say, this is what I should have done because he's here, here, and here. In the moment, on the fly, when that clock is ticking, you know, we played the best paintball we possibly could. Honestly, every single person on our team put 100% in every single time they stepped on the field. And that's the reason we made it as far as we did, which is I don't think is something we did in previous tournaments. I think we went at them thinking we're good, and that was enough. And here we said to ourselves, we don't know any of these teams like we do back home. We don't see how they practice. So we got to give it everything we got. And that's why we did it, because we stopped worrying about other teams and we worried about ourselves, as opposed to saying, these guys, we've practiced against them. We beat them quick. Let's not, don't sweat on them.
Yeah, that definitely gets in our head.
They're like in the they're out of prelims, and we're sitting around wondering what the hell happened.
Yeah, exactly. Two things I want to touch on real quick. One, I love that attitude of I lost us that point, because like I've been a part of teams where you lose the point or whatever, and it's like immediate finger pointing. Oh, we would have won if you didn't do this.
Yeah,
we would have won if you'd have done this instead. Bro, that shit is toxic.
You can't blame anybody. Listen, bro, you win like as a team.
Me. Everything is me. Like, dude, I'm sorry. I should have done better, bro. Like, whatever. Yeah. I was the back guy and you got bunkered, bro. That's my bad. That's fucking on me. I'm sorry. I'll never blame anybody else ever. It's me. I should have done better. I dropped the ball. My bad, dude.
That's so funny, because Steve was like, oh, it's our fault that we lost the point. I'm like, Steve, dude, what are you talking about? If you didn't he made like a big ass move to drop out their D3 guy on the last thing. I'm like, if you didn't make that move, he would have wiped out all the guys in the back. And then Brad knocked out a guy. Yeah, it was like a 3-on-2. Brad ended up clipping a guy, and it was a 2-on-2. But Brad ended up getting unfortunate because they had another Dorito guy fill into the 50, and he ended up clipping him. And it was Marcel, last guy left in the God, which is pretty tough position to play when you got 2 guys on you.
Yeah, not ideal when you're the last dude alive. Not ideal.
Yeah.
No, but dude, like I said, I think that's great that you guys really put the blame on yourselves, because, like I said, I think that's the only way to be successful. It's like, I need to do better. Because that's, again, talk about things you can control. You could control how you play. You can't control, like, I can't control how Waldo plays. I can only control how I'm playing.
Right.
So what's the point of even pointing a finger anyway? Like, it's fucking
it's true. Steve went home. He's like, oh, we took second place all because of me. I'm like, dude, we win as a team. We lose as a team. I'm like,
it's
second
literally
place.
That.
Yeah.
He said, I took second. We took second place because of me. I was like, exactly. We took second place because of you. Like,
right.
And Chris will admit to this too. We had a strong snake side and we lacked a D side. And picking up Steve was like really, really big for Blizzard.
We also changed I broke Steve's balls about joining the team.
That's true too. Yeah.
So we actually we switched some positions around, and it actually worked out for us. You know, our chemistry is actually a little bit better now. So that's important. Having Steve was good. You know, we put him in a position where we really needed him, and we were able to move me around to another position where I'm actually really better at. So
right, because a lot of times it's like we all can kind of play anywhere really, but we all excel at certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it feels nice when you're put in the area where you excel.
Right,
you nailed that, because that's what was happening with us. Is Steve was really set on playing behind Marcel and the Snake because he's the next guy that can play the Snake really well. But the issue was, it was kind of like, all right, I'll fill in what we need, and we needed that front D, and I'm just not as aggressive as he is. So moving him to front D and putting me behind Marcel and the Snake, the bad thing is if Marcel gets out, I got to be in the Snake. And I can play the Snake, but nowhere near as well as the two of them. However, when I am behind Marcel, me and him lock up so well that generally by the time he's out, the Snake side's clear anyway because he bunkered that last dude. He traded with him. And now when I start moving down the Snake, I don't even have to get on my stomach. It's pretty much done. I'm just putting pressure on the guys on D side and we close it out. And Steve, the speed he has, the aggression he has, you know, his fundamentals are down so well, his snap shooting, everything, that he's bumping up the Ds as if it's like automated. It doesn't even seem like he's realizing what he's doing. He's just moving so aggressively and easily. Exactly. Yeah. So it really worked out better.
Yeah, no, that's great. And the other part of the team dynamic I want to touch on is that you said you guys it didn't matter what the other teams did because you didn't know each other. You were just like, we're going to do our plan, and it's unstoppable.
I've been telling you to pry the Snake.
Hey, bro, I've been getting in this thing too, so I don't want to hear it. But I love that, like you said, you were like, this is our plan, dude. I know if we execute our plan, no team can stop us, and you just did that. I like that, dude, because that's irrelevant of what anything else is going on.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And like Chris said, you know, Chris was never played the center. Never once did we send him up the middle. And this event, we put him in the middle. And this little sneaky dude was popping out of places, catching people off guard. And he'd either pick him off, or once they found him there,
it's too late. I'm already on the side of the field. Yeah.
That everyone on the tape was able to excel. So it really, I mean, everyone kind of found their position.
Yeah, dude, especially with that layout off the center, you could really
that was honestly, that was a great, and I'm small, so it's good. It was perfect for me. I'm dicing dudes up in the middle. It's over.
No, dude, for sure. No, like I said, that middle, it's like was definitely sneaky, and I don't know. To me, it was kind of weird, but I liked it, man. I like weird.
Yeah, it was good. I like that in between that, you know, like that brick they had in the middle and the two wedges. That was all. If you got in there and you were able to stay in there and come around and go onto one of their wings, that you lit up their whole side of the field.
Right. So walk us through the prelims. Did you guys not the prelims, the semis. Sorry. Did you guys smash everyone to the finals? Like, how did you guys struggle a little bit? How'd that go?
The semis was actually pretty cool. So we went out first game and we played all the way to 5 minutes, and Brad was on the last one on the field. So it was like a no point.
It was a little scary because I got to that snake corner and I'm like, just hold this island. It's a 1-on-2, and one guy is at our D2 and one guy is at our S1. And I have no pods left. So I'm picking up paintballs off the floor and I'm like looking at the clock and I'm like, just let this clock run out. Don't let them touch the buzzer. And I pick up paintballs and it, of course, where I am, there's mud and rocks. So I ended up busting up my hopper. Someone had to run, give me a new hopper and take that hopper to Virtue and get it fixed.
I don't know what happened to the loader.
Yeah, I don't know. It just stopped working. They ended up having to give me a new magnet or something. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, just stop them. And I'm listening and I hear this guy in the snake and he's actively yelling to the other side of the field, which to me was so weird. Like, if it's just the two of you, just come stab me already. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
But he's letting me know how close he is. So I'm just raining paint on the D side and saying to myself, one of these times we're going to pop up real quick, take a shot and clip him when he gets too comfortable. And sure enough, he's resting on his elbow, just waiting there. So it was just bang, 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 quick pop-up turn. and I don't even look to see if I hit him. I just hear the ref yell hit, and I'm like, all right, 1-on-1. And
Sweet.
Not enough paint left, but I was like, you know what? I'll just wait here. If he tries to make the run for the buzzer, I'll get him. If not, awesome, we get the no point, and we can come out here with some fresh paint, fresh faces, and try again. And that's what happened. We took a no point, and then
we blew through it like 1 minute the next point.
Yeah, I think it was like a 57 second point, and then the
they
next one
got
was like a minute
minors
30 or something.
Yeah, they got 2 minors on them, and they pulled like half the field, and we end up just running down the whole field, whoever was left.
Up. No, dude, that's a clutch move on your part. Sorry, Chris, but dude, 2-on-1, like, bro, you have no paint. Are we gonna talk about that being super clutch, dude? Like, what the fuck?
Know. We were all in the pits, like, oh my god, Brad's gonna pull this off. Brad's gonna pull this off.
Honestly, I got to shout out to it's all the players, because something we did as Blizzard was the season didn't really kick off till March, and we started the team in January. So instead of just showing up every single Sunday and just scrimmaging, let's come earlier on the day, or let's come on a Saturday and dedicate a day to drills. And we practice 2-on-1s. We practice specifically 2-on-1s when you're in the home and you got to retreat to get to the island in the corner and then fight from there. So, I mean, you got to owe it all to the guys. Every single match had someone make a really important move, a really clutch move that led to us winning the match. It was, for the most part, it really was team paintball, which is what I think most teams lack at, and what we did lack at in past events is everybody was playing individual paintball on the same team. And we were playing team paintball, which is what led to the success. And every single point you can point out somewhere where one of our players made a really important move, a crucial move that led to us winning it. In the prelims, we thought it got down to when we kind of knew we made it out into Sunday, you start putting in players that play a little bit less.
Right.
And that team started really pushing through us, and seeing one of our guys who didn't normally play the snake, he was playing D side, get into the snake. It's a ladder snake, so he just went all the way then came up behind them and shot everybody in the pack. Like, no one expected him to go from D side all the way around the field and make a move like that. So, and we were already in Sunday, but it didn't matter. Put everything in that you have, and let's let everybody here know that when we go to the next national event, we're a name they don't want to see that they're up against.
Dude, 100%. You want to do that stuff when you go like, yo, did you see that fucking move to do guy in Blizzard?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But so you guys pulled that out. What was your next semis game? I guess quarters or whatever. So what was the next game like?
So the next game was the third point for the semis, because you have to do race to 2, since the first point is a no point.
Oh, right. So you have one more.
Yeah, so we go our last point, and they're trying to bum rush us, and we already know.
Right, because
they had to make up the minute.
Right, that was our coach. Our coach said, if they win this, it's a tie, and whoever has the faster point moves on, because it's points, time, and then I don't remember what the third way they figure it out, but that's the difficulty of 5-man as opposed to
the race 2 format. Yeah,
right. So
they try to bum rush us, and we were just clipping them all off one at a time.
Yeah, they had to. They had no other choice. They had to run.
So and then we were jumping all over the place, jumping on Mike. It was a great experience,
Nobody touched until one approved. Nobody touched.
Yes.
So knowing that you made it to the finals on a national event is just like, it's mind-blowing. It's a dream come true, to be honest with you.
It was, because we talked about it so much, and D5 X-Ball happened around the same, right before our semifinals went off. And specifically their finals match. So the pros were still playing on the pro field, so it wasn't open. So they played their finals match right there on the Lux field that we were on for our semifinals. Okay. So we're saying to ourselves, all right, well, we made it. That's amazing. We're super ecstatic. No one's not happy about making it to the finals, but would have been cool to step on the pro field like I've seen other teams get to do.
Right.
And by the way, shout out Tropic Thunder for taking first place.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Local LLP.
Great. Yeah.
So LLP had 2 teams producing at this event. But yeah, we watched them take the win, and we were super happy for them. And we're like, all right, now we're next. And we're kind of just waiting around. And then the coordinator walked over to us and said, hey, 145, get all your gear over to the pro pits. You guys are on there. And that, like just kind of walking there, you feel like you're in like a haze, like something.
Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
Yeah,
it's like this is not happening. This is not happening.
What are they gonna come and say, sir, you need to leave? You're like, oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we get the passes that say Pro Pass Sunday Club.
Oh,
they tell us go to the media tent and get your picture taken. I'm like, who wants to? The people have to look at me already. Now you want to show a picture on top of that? Like, take it easy.
Yeah, no, it was an experience. They definitely make you feel like important. You feel like a pro just going there. You know, people play for like 20 years and never get to touch the pro field. 10, 15 years, they're D3, D2, and never even
Big facts, dude.
We're lucky that I thank God that I got the opportunity to make it, because how long can we play speedball? I'm 31 already. I got maybe like 3 or 4 years left, and it's kind of like quits for me.
You got time, bro. I'm 34 this year, and they still got me playing the Snake 1. So
right. There you go.
No, so again, like most people will never get this feeling, bro. So both of you, you're in the pits. You're filling your pods, dude. You're about to take the field on the pro field. What the fuck is going through your head right now? Other than holy shit.
Exactly. I'm like, let's walk this field. Let's walk the field.
Yeah. So he said, let's walk the field. And I remember walking onto the field with the intention of let's walk the field. And then that overhead camera flies by.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, I froze a little bit. I blacked out a little bit. And next thing I know, I'm still like standing up.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It was surreal. And it's funny, you mentioned like we're filling up pods in the pit. And we did not. Yeah, it was really bad because we had all of our pods still filled up from the semis that we just played. And we didn't, we decided like, now's not the time to skimp out. Let's just get fresh paint. We dump all the pods, and they're like, "You guys are on in like 3 minutes," and we're like, "Holy shit!" Like we just dumped all our pods. What do you mean? The guys we sent to get paint aren't even here yet. So like they come running with cases, and honestly, our pit crew might be better than us as players. Like we owe it to all. That guy's girlfriend, Marcel's Gabe's girlfriend, whose birthday it was, and she's like more intense than us at this point. She's like yelling at me. I'm like, please stop. I'm scared. Everyone stepped up, and the pits were the easiest thing. I was able to, I feel almost like that's where we are better than pros is our pits ran so perfectly that I walked off the field and like I was handed a drink, and that's all I had to do is drink. And paint was wiped off of me. Pods were put into my pack and the exact orientation that makes me happy.
Guys are going to filling up our guns with air. And it's like, just get ready. Focus what your job's got to be, And it was like that through all the prelims. We literally got off. If we got hit, they wiped our hits. They filled us back up with paint. Someone went to go fill us up with air and stuff. And it was like, bang, just you're right in the moment. Go back and focus, which was kept our momentum going.
That's how it should be, bro. You should be focused on your job. That should be the only thing. You shouldn't have to worry about, is my pod facing the right way on the outside or this? Like that's the only thing that should be going through your head. So that's awesome to you guys. Because again, that's another thing I think is super important is the help in the pits, dude. Like the last thing you want to do is like you're walking out to the start box and you have like 6 maracas in your fucking back. Like, you want to be ready and prepared.
Yeah, no, our pits were on point, and I just got to say thanks to everybody for that, because without them, we would have been a mess.
Yeah, and that's why if you see
clip this part so you can send it to your girls.
Yeah.
If you look at the picture of when we're all up on that podium holding up, this giant check over here that NXL lets you keep now, right? There it is. I'll show it from here because the money is ridiculous, but
don't show that part. Don't show that part.
That looks awesome. Well, that's the freeze frame for your show. When we got up there, I was like, they were like, hey, go up there. And I was like, no, everybody gets up there. Like,
oh, hell yeah.
We all earn this together. So everybody got up on that stage, on that podium for that picture. And even Gabe's girl, who was giving me a hard time because I bought her a birthday sash to wear. I made it like, she was like, all right, I'll put it on. So she puts it on for the picture. And we truly we actually celebrated. I think a lot of teams, and I remember Chris saying this in the past when we took second at that event. The one from LLP, the cash event, he's like, nobody remembers second. And it was so funny because this time around, everybody remembered second. Yeah. To come home and go to practice the next weekend, just like we're going to anyway, whether we won, lost, or anything. But have people come up to you and be like, dude, I like turned off Go Sports, and then all of a sudden I got a text from a friend that Blizzard made it and they're going to play on the pro field. And like, now I got to go back and I got my whole family in front of the TV and getting texts from my family of them sitting there watching. Like, it was just so surreal. Awesome. Yeah. I think everyone on the team really has a great support of, we don't have that. You want to play paintball? It's, dude, that's awesome. You're playing paintball. Yeah. I want to watch. So we're really lucky with that.
Dude, that's fucking sick, dude. That's so sick.
Yeah, it was great. I can't even describe what kind of feeling. It was.
It's dude.
Words can't describe it.
When you place at a national event, dude, it's unreal. Like, I'll never forget the only time I placed at a national event, dude. I'll never, like, I got second place at ICPL in the amateurs, dude. I'll remember every single game we played for the rest of my life, dude. Like, that feeling of being up there with your boys and they're giving you a big ass trophy, dude. Nothing's fucking better. Dude.
I think we were actually crying, to be honest. We were like, I'm about to tear up right now because I'm like just thinking about it. And we were just all hugging each other, jumping around. We didn't win first place, but taking second place was like we actually won. It was great.
Yeah, it's true. I think we celebrated even more than the team that took first because. It almost just like, I can't even explain it. When you're in that moment, and it's like having an out of body experience. You're almost looking at yourself with your family, they're living in that moment, and it's true. You never will forget it. It's like you said. I remember every single point. I remember who was alive when. Mm-hmm. I remember where guys were in the bunkers on the other side of the field. Like, I could play it all back perfectly. If I had to write a journal, it'd be exactly what happened throughout the entire weekend. And I think the thing that makes it even more special is that our team, and our coach Mike said this, and he said, I've heard people, use that family chant, and it's cheesy. 1, 2, 3 family. He says it's cheesy because it's something they just say. But he's like, when you guys say it, when I first heard it at TSXL, he was like, all right, whatever, they're saying it. And then he saw how we all lived, like in the Airbnb, and how it truly is like a family. Like, these guys, I can call the guy right there above me at any point of the night. He'll be on his way to help me out with something. He's helping me out with whatever it is. And that kind of goes through and throughout the whole team. Everybody's there for each other at every point. We go out when it's not paintball. Forget going out after practice. We go out just for fun. We went to a sake bar and got hammered. It was a great night.
Great.
And it was way out of the way for everybody, but we still all made it happen. Like, we're just always going out. We're treating each other like the family that we are, not just the paintball team. And I think you that's what builds that chemistry.
Right. You got to take paintball and put paintball on the side. And you got to have the off-field chemistry and the on-field chemistry. A lot of teams they go out and play and they don't have chemistry and they'll never win. The teams that have the chemistry are the ones that are doing well. Like, we all know who's going to make the move that they're going to make. We all know how we're going to play. So, and then, you got to get the off-field too.
100%. That's why I play with my brother a lot, and I love it, dude. Like, I know what he's gonna do before he does it, and I know when he jumps up and he's on the ball of his feet, I'm like, oh, he's going. I better shoot down the fucking wire so we can get down the snake. You know what I mean? And we're not even talking. 0 words have been spoken between us.
Right.
Exactly.
But that chemistry is there. You obviously is your brother, and then on top of that, you've played probably with him so many times that you just understand his mindset. You understand why he's going to do what he does, and I think when we finally found those positions, we realized we were all kind of in sync with that guy who we connect with most on the field. And that kind of is the same thing that happens. Like you said, when I'm behind Marcel, I see his body position. I know what he's thinking he wants to do. And because he got into a place nice and quiet, he doesn't want to start yelling at me. So I'm saying, well, what is he trying to do? Oh, that's what he's trying to do. I see his feet. Like you said, he's on the balls of his feet. He's getting ready to, he's getting ready to explode up there. Or he's kind of laying down flat and doing that thing where, I hope I didn't just get hit in the pack. So I got to wrap that bunker and put it back on that guy so that he can get into a better position where he's a little more comfortable. So
right. Yeah, or a big thing I like when the guy goes silent, I like what is the information I think he still wants to hear? You know what I'm saying? Even though he's not talking to me, what are things he wants to hear from me? Oh yes, snake corner still and fucking D1 still,
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. I think a tournament, like a previous tournament, I was playing the front D and Gabe is, obviously in the back, and I'm doing like there's a dude right here, like, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go and bunker him, and Gabe's like, I got it, I got you, and we had to bunker him. I staying alive, and to clip up a guy on the snake, and it was like just the hand movements,
right? And that's sometimes what it takes. Dude, nonverbal too is like. I love the nonverbal stuff too because there's been not so many times, but at least more times I can count on one hand that I've been on the other side of a bunker and this dude was like, I didn't even know you were there. I'm like, bro, I was shooting my gun. Are you a fucking retard?
Yeah.
Like, how did you not know I was there, dude? I was shooting my locks. Like, what? And it's like, and like that's what I communicate with my guy. Like, I know he's there, and I go like this. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Whoop,
yeah,
a little whoop whoop, and
right.
No words, because if I start yelling, I mean,
you're giving your position away,
right? If I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go stab this guy, I would like to think he's gonna hear that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So like again, how like the hand motions and stuff.
Yeah, there's a guy in our team. Waldo loves him to death. I do too. His name's Brian. I've known him since I'm like 3 years old. This guy is playing, on this layout that's happening right now for TSXL event 2. Check it out. Play the event. It's gonna be awesome. Lose to us. There's those 2 big towers in the back, and I'm standing at one of the towers, and I look over, and Brian is just standing at the tower. He's not doing anything. He's not communicating. He's not in tight. He's kind of just standing there. He's a little lost as to what to do. And you're talking about like nonverbal communication. I just stopped shooting, stopped talking myself, and I just matched him. And I just kind of looked at him like this, and he looks at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I can ask you the same thing. And he's like, "Oh yeah." And we both started shooting again. So it was like that.
I guess we're hanging out. I don't know, bro.
Kind of reminded him like, "Oh crap, I'm playing paintball. I got to like actively participate."
You're lucky. I would have shot at his bunker.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, that'll definitely get someone's attention.
Oh yeah, I've done it before, and I've had people do it to me. I think Waldo, didn't you do it to me at the 5-man? Oh come on, connection, be here.
Well, I mean that's because no. Well, it's funny you say that, Matty Boy. I watched a video of him playing Cup.
Motherfucker, look over here, motherfucker.
Last time I heard you called me motherfucker a lot. So.
One of Matty Boy's videos from World Cup last year, he was playing a back position, and the guy diving into the snake, that weird diamond shaped snake. Diamond shaped snake. Yeah,
that's why I
drank. Watch me have a stroke. He got hit in the pack on the dive, and he didn't feel it. And Matty Boy saw it, but he didn't want his guy to get called out and get a minor. So he just turned and shot his own guy so he would get off the field. That's it. I've like something I would never think of, but watching that made me say, you know what? Sometimes I got to shoot my own guy. And even if he didn't get hit, sometimes I shoot my own guy. It's fun.
Bro, it's a high IQ play, dude. That's like really high IQ.
Yeah.
It is. It's incredible. I have yet to do it, thankfully, but
now we're pretty good about getting penalties and stuff. That's one thing about
we're
our
not
team.
Getting penalties.
Yeah.
You guys are good cheaters. Exactly. It's nice. Good job.
Yeah, we're pretty good with not getting any penalties.
No, it's just like, I might get myself in hot water here, but you got to know the gray area. You got to know when to do it and when it's like, all right, dude, this is a battle for another point.
Right. No comment.
And that's all I'm going to say.
No comment.
I'm not going to say. I can confidently say guys on our team are honest people. Or honest paintballers. Guys on our team are honest paintballers. And a pro player on NYX once told me the only thing that makes people pro and not semi-pro is they're better at cheating.
Dude, it happens. I equated to hold like football, like in holding. Like, dude, if you hold, are you an offensive lineman? Are you a cheater? Like, no, you're not a fucking cheater. Like, and holding happens on every play. Like, it's just like a part of the game.
Right. Yeah, it happens. I mean,
it happens, dude. And like you said, sometimes I'm not even talking about like even straight up wiping. Like, I'm talking like, sometimes you hit on the pack. Like, you don't feel that shit, dude.
Right. Exactly. Sometimes
that actually happened at the TSXL event. One of the guys from PL Pirates who will be losing to us at this next event.
They're not even playing. They're scared. They're not even playing TSXL.
They're not. See what happens? You see what happens?
They're scared of us. They know that we took second place. They're like, oh, we can't play now. They're gonna beat us.
They're coming for you.
One of the guys hit me in a
TSXL does not promote cheating. Neither does Overshot.
Yeah, I know you just got all those NXL certified refs, so we're looking for some good reffing at TSXL coming up.
Is that going to be happening, Waldo?
I know Wood is working it. I don't know about the other guys. We got to see.
Yeah.
He would be able to tell you, but I'm sure his connection's in the drain.
Yeah, that's true. No, one of the guys from Pirates actually hit me in the pod and I didn't feel it. And that happened to be the pod that I ended up loading with next. So like the evidence was gone.
No, well, at least.
And he told me after the game, I was like, dude, that's hysterical. He's like, yeah, I was like yelling for a paint check. And then I saw you reload with the pod and I'm like, damn, that's just paintball, I guess. So we were laughing about that after. The guys on Pirates happen to be like phenomenal humans. They're like great guys. They're always coming over us, wishing us luck and whatnot. So they're a great team. They're actually I'm upset that they're not playing now because they're always a team that's very challenging to play against, and it's always a good time.
We usually tie against them or TSXL. They got kind of lucky. We got a major on the last point. Well, otherwise that it was a 2-on-2. We were about to tie it up, but hey. I'm not taking it away from them. They played well.
That they did.
So congrats to them, but we got you on the next tournament.
Yeah, that just means they got the target on their back, and you guys are coming for them, man.
Yeah, exactly. We're hungry.
Yeah. All right, cool, man. So we kind of touched into it a little bit, but I want to know, like, what does the future hold for you guys? I know we talked about franchise for TSXL. You guys are interested in playing, it looks like almost all of the, like, major NXL events. But even beyond that, like, what is the goals for your guys as a team, man? Are you kind of trying to take this all the way to like pro, semi-pro? Like, what are your guys' goals, man?
Yeah, we're trying to keep the team together as far as we can. I mean, most of our goals are like Marcel's going to be a doctor and stuff, so there's only so much playing that we can do. But I would be pretty happy if we could make it to D3 and win. So as a team,
I at this point I really can't see myself playing with other guys.
Yeah,
like, everyone kind of wants that dream. Like, hey, this is the coach of Dynasty would like you to come play for us.
What's he doing?
But I honestly, as cool as something like that would be, or obviously on a more serious level, the next division up recognizes you and says, hey, you're someone we could use. I just can't see myself breaking away from these guys. The bond that we have, I think, is why I love playing the game so much.
No, you're going to get such a good satisfaction out of playing with the boys, dude. You're going to get that.
Because I honestly, I told them, I was like, someone said to me, they're like, dude, are you having fun? Was that a practice? I was like, no, I never have fun at practice. Like, this is the work we put in because it all became fun when we were standing on that podium. That's when I felt all the joy from past weekends. But besides that, it's just like pure frustration. Why is this person not here yet? Why did you just drop a bag of paint on the floor we just bought? Like going through my head. But when you're standing up there, it was all worth it. And that's when I feel all that joy and pleasure. So I don't want to experience that with someone else.
Yeah.
I found my crew and I don't want to change it.
Bro, shout out from the rooftop. Dude, and that's like, that goes through anything. Like, I'll give you a little past experience. Like, before I even played paintball, I was in like a touring band or whatever. And at the kind of the tail end, it was kind of obvious that I was the only dude that really was taking it serious. And and I got offers from other people like, bro, you should come play with us. Like, but I was like, dude, no, I want to do it with the boys. Cause if it's not with the boys, like, am I really even doing it? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It just takes the fun out of it.
It takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, that goes with anything. It's not even just paintball. Like,
no, that's true.
Like, like anybody could get really good. And then, you could get picked up by another team. And then, you play good on that team and you get picked up by another team and you could just continuously do that.
Well, but teams are already trying to rob our guys. And we're like, the guys are like, screw you. No, like, you can't offer me anything that Blizzard could offer me.
Right. And how much fun is it when you guys are at the podium? Like, yeah, good job. Your name, you're Tim, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, your name is James. Fuck, my bad, dude. My bad. Like, it's like, you want to be like, when we took second with my brother, like, bro, I think I hugged him so hard I almost killed him.
Listen, everything's all good when you win, though.
So I'm saying, like, the practice isn't supposed to be fun.
Everything's all good when you win,
And working out is not supposed to be fun. It's standing on the podium with the trophy with champagne and beer coming out of it. That's what's fun, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I had to jump on our coach out in Florida, like, 5 or 10 times at least. He's like, can I jump on you now? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, like, the celebrating. And I think that was what was awesome, too, was, like I said, it was her birthday while we were there. and we wanted to make sure that we celebrated her birthday too. Like she's the reason we were able to get second, right? Her boyfriend, who we needed, was there.
Right.
So we threw her like a pool party at the house, and we went out to Old Town afterwards, which is like Kissimmee tradition if you're playing there.
Right.
So she should get the check.
To cash the check. That's where all that money went. Food trucks.
She should get the check.
But like the partying that we have, like it's almost its own experience. Not actual
money,
we could have just went to party, and like we would have had the most amazing time. And now you're putting a second place, up there with it. It's like two independent events that we just merged into one.
Dude, right? And that's nice that you're able to do that, because that's kind of like what it is sometimes. Like I'm the kind of dude that when I go to like a national event, I kind of like to at least have a little something set up on the side. So God forbid, like we're getting waxed. It's like, well, at least we're going to go to dinner at this really sweet restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, we got a pretty dope house. We had a pool and everything. We were just able to.
We had a pool table.
Yeah,
it was fun.
That's nice, dude.
Yeah.
We had Go Sports on the flat screen.
As you're playing pool, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Dude, awesome. So before we even get too much further, I want to thank you guys so much for being so gracious with your time. We've been here talking about an hour. Thank you guys for all your time. But something I want to definitely say, because Brett, I know you're on NYPD. I want to thank you for your service, and I want to know what drove you to want to be a police officer. I love finding out why people of service decide to choose that field.
Sure, yeah. So I actually I work for the courts. I'm a New York State court officer.
Okay.
And my father was NYPD. He was a sergeant, and he worked in community affairs. He was in the DARE program. I don't know if you remember, like going to school and you're learning about drugs and stuff. That was my dad walking in there telling you don't do it. And so growing up with a father who's a cop obviously has a lot of influence on decisions you're going to make. Like, for example, I loved to like party as a teenager. Like I ditched school, I partied, but like never, like I did not drink till my 21st birthday. And I think at a certain point it was also kind of, in the beginning it was probably a little bit of fear, like, oh, what the hell would he do to me if he found out, right? And then it got to a point where like it was like, you're not so worried about that anymore, but you've made it so long without it, like keep at it. And it paid off, because you actually get polygraph exams when you're getting hired for these types of jobs to make sure that you fit the description. And I think they know pretty much everyone has tried a couple of drinks maybe or something before they were of age, but to be able to tell them like, no, I've never drank, and they see just staying steady on the polygraph, they're like, is this guy beating the system, or is he really like a loser?
Afterwards, like, so how did you beat the system?
What did you do? You're like, ready for this? I had a shitty life till I turned 21. No, but it was that's a big influence on it. It was a big influence because having a dad who did it, and he's coming home. My dad retired in 2001 before September 11th. And September 11th happens, and the guy who retired, like he retired in January. So we're talking months before it happens. All of a sudden decides like, today's the day I got to go back to work. And he puts a shield and a gun back on his hip and goes out there as a retired person just to do something.
Yeah. That's a fucking amazing dude.
So I took that with me and I said, that's what I want to do. And I remember out of high school, my mom told me, she's like, hey, the courts are giving out their test. Take that test. And I'm like, what the heck's a court officer? Like, I don't even know what you do. Like, am I like the bailiff on Judge Judy? Like, what is that job? And she's like, don't ask questions, just take the test. And I took the test, and here I am, like over 4 years later, and I don't even work in a courthouse anymore. I'm on the road in a patrol vehicle. I assist NYPD. We respond to emergency calls. We back people up. I've put out a fire. There's a bunch of things I've been involved in. And today, I showed you some pictures earlier.
Which was fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah. If you heard about that little girl, unfortunately, that 3-year-old girl who was shot by a stray bullet in Times Square. Thank God she's recovering well. She's home. It was a joint effort between the courts and NYPD to kind of say, like, we're here to support you. You don't need to be scared anymore. Like, we're going to protect you. You don't have to live in fear. This was a terrible thing that happened, but don't ever think about this again. And we showed up with tons of presents. We showed up with that picture of Minnie Mouse and different characters, supercars. There was like Lambos and Phantoms and all different kinds of cool cars. There was helicopters in the air.
Picture you posted in the
that
chat.
Lambo was sick.
Yeah, that
chromed
Lambo is
out.
cool. There were two
That thing
Lambos
was
like that,
dope.
just with a great wrap. And it was such a cool experience. I actually am looking forward to seeing all the footage of everyone's different angles and stuff. There's a lot of media there because
That's awesome.
that's kind of the same thing where it's like, I never thought when I was taking that test and thinking to myself, I'm going to stand, next to a judge banging a hammer forever and just like wonder, like, what am I doing? They're using big words I don't know about. I didn't do well on my SATs. This is what's like, what are they saying? Yeah. And it's turned into a career that I absolutely love. I'm very lucky to do what I do.
Dude, awesome. Dude, we thank you for your service and everything that you do. And that's crazy because you're like, I don't know if you saw, we had him with Steve Solo. He went into the military literally because of 9/11. So like in the last month, you're like the second person that's life has been affected by 9/11 to go into the service.
I mean, I was so young then, but I was in kindergarten during 9/11. And I remember after my dad, I'm in school. I don't know what's going on, obviously. And all of a sudden, my mom's coming to pick me up early from school. And I come outside and my dad's standing outside of the school with his gun and his shield on his hip. And he's like directing people away from the building. Parents are trying to just like pull over and run and get their kids. He's like, no stopping. Because in his head, like, we're under attack. They're going to follow up with car bombs. They're going to do something.
Right.
And schools at this point didn't have security. That wasn't a thing. Right. This was when the world was still a normal place to live in.
Yeah.
Right. Dude, we just got out of Nextels, bro.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know. Those are the stinks.
That's the only thing I remember of that day is being picked up early, and my mom is hiding me behind her as she's rushing me out of the school past my dad that I wanted to say hi to, because I found out later on she was going to get yelled at by my dad for not picking me up sooner. Like he was like, get him out of school. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but he needs to be home right now. Everyone needs to like be clear. And he stayed there until the school was cleared out. And then after the school was cleared out, he went as far as he could, where eventually he got to the bridge, and they were like, we're not letting anyone through at this point. We got to close it off. So he just helped on the Brooklyn side. But yeah, that's something that's singed in, and everything from then until probably like 10 years old, I don't remember at all. It's all a blur, but that little memory right there, I remember, because it was just something so weird about seeing that.
Most people never forget. And like, I remember like time I was so naive. I remember it was an English class and she rolled in the movie, like a TV, and I was like, movie day. Whoa.
When do you see that rolling cart?
Oh yeah.
And then she whips out her phone, and I see her on the phone. I found out later that she actually had a son who was on the first floor who like made it out and stuff. But I'm like, yo, my teacher's on her phone, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like,
accountability. Someone take that teacher's phone away.
And not to mention, she was not like a young buck either. So I'm like, I'm surprised she gave the power of that motherfucker on. so that's why at the time I was like, yo, what is going on? And then obviously it was a big fucking deal. But I remember at the time, like, yo, it's so weird. Like, what is going, like, movie day, like on a Wednesday? Like, what is going on? It's so weird. But like I said, I'll never forget that. I'll remember exactly where I was the moment like that shit was popping off.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out a little somber thing. So the future sounds great for you guys. So now's going to be sweet time. Plug your sponsors, man. Who are the companies that keep Blizzard on the field and keep you guys shooting ropes, man?
I'll let Brad talk all about that.
Number one sponsor.
Allie Remembered. Oh, man, they're a great organization.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, I got to say this now for people who are watching this podcast and have never heard of Allie Remembered. Allie Remembered Foundation is a nonprofit organization that is targeting everything related to awareness for domestic violence. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl or whatever else you identify as. It doesn't matter who you are. The whole goal is raising domestic violence awareness because it's everywhere. It's in schools, from kids to kids. It's in relationships, anywhere from a brand new relationship all the way up to, a marriage that's been going on for 25 years. And there's a problem there and it needs to be taken care of. Allie Remembered is, I think more than anything else, it's an extension of our Blizzard family.
Yeah.
I mean, Allie Remembered when they found out we were making it into the finals, all of a sudden just like we somehow ProShar had more paint for us than we even ordered. Like that happened. And that doesn't happen unless you're a pro. Like you don't see like, here's free stuff, take this. But they actually believe in us. And it's pretty cool because Allie Remembered, they probably could easily work with any of the pro teams out there, but they specifically pick and choose teams that represent good moral character. And that's something that these guys all have is we joke around, every paintball team, I think, is a little bit, they joke around way different than other teams and sports in general, our demeanor and things. But these guys are
a
all
lot of shit talking amongst ourselves. Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
So
they were
I
actually pitted for us in an event.
When we played one event, Ali remembered was there with random people we never met, and
they're like wiping us down, putting pods up, filling our pods in, and I'm like, damn, I feel like a pro team.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, Andy's a great guy. He runs most of it, and he's just been so helpful for us, and a great opportunity to be with part of that organization.
Yeah, no, their stuff is great. I mean, I see them all over the place. I know the guy from the Popular Unknown podcast, Steve, is associated
Steve's awesome. With them. He's a good guy.
Steve's involved with them pretty big. Bay, everyone knows.
Oh, yeah.
She's huge with them, and all the Destiny chapter teams are involved with Ali Remembered. So the goal at this point is us to just keep spreading it, and we've managed to do that at our local field.
Yeah,
A couple of the other local teams are now Ali Remembered teams because they asked us about it. They're like, hey, what's that logo? Like all the logos on your jersey are the typical logos you're used to seeing. Like we'll give you 10% off if you buy our stuff.
Right.
But that was a different one. It didn't even say anything paintball related. It just said Ali Remembered Foundation. What is that? And we told them about it. And they're like, how do I get involved? I was like, just like be the people you're supposed to be good icons for the next generation of paintballers coming up, and they'll work with you.
Right.
And they did that. And it's, if you're interested in being a part of Ali Remembered, they're always looking for more people, but be the paintballers they want to see. Don't be what, maybe you watch a couple of the pros dump their hopper and stuff like that. That's not what it's about. It's about the next generation. It's about kids, and it's about raising that awareness that's going to save lives, period. That's what it's about. It's
be
saving
the
future
paintballer
lives.
You needed as a kid. When you were a kid,
Exactly.
Be the paintballer that kid needed.
Right. Not the guy bullying people with NXL mode on the walk-on field and someone's first time. You should be the one that's handing your gun over to that first-time kid.
Right.
And saying, hey, try playing with mine. I think you'll like it. You'll have fun.
Dude, 100%. I stamp that. But they can't be your only sponsor. So who else you got, man?
No. Shout out Immortal Air. The lightest tanks with the most air. This says 77. I'm pretty sure I'm getting at least 78 in there. You know what I mean? Like they know what they're doing on their engineering.
Yeah, Dan Colby's the man.
Yeah, Dan Colby's awesome. I think I text him on a regular basis at this point. Shout out Ugly. If you check out Ugly Paintball, they made both of our versions of our jerseys. And
Dope
both
jerseys.
times I kind of just told him, I was like, have fun with it. And they did. And incredible jerseys. MacDev, Virtue, Bunker Kings, Carbon, a local sponsor, Blue Star. They actually paid for our jerseys from Ugly. So Ugly designed them, and Blue Star actually purchased them. So we didn't even have to buy our own jerseys. That was
cool.
pretty
What
awesome.
Is Blue Star?
Blue Star is a construction company, actually.
Okay.
In based out of Brooklyn.
Nice,
and
dude.
They're just big fans of ours.
Yeah, that was a nice pickup there that helped, help the team out.
Yeah, every little bit helps, man.
For sure. Helps. Paintball is not a cheap sport, so
no, it is not.
Adds up a lot.
It adds up a lot. So you guys are sponsored by MacDev. Are you guys shooting the primes or the clones?
I have a Prime XTS. A couple of guys have. We have a few primes and a few clones on our team. We kind of rotate.
You guys like them? Yeah. Shoot tits?
Yeah, they shoot good.
Hell yeah. And I'm
waiting to see their new gun. I'd like to see the new mech gun. I'd like to get my hands on one of those.
It just came out, I think, right?
It just came out. I was talking to the guys. It's weird. The time difference is what screws thing up because I can't just make a call and be like, hey, start sweet talking them. I have to send a message. But Federico at MacDev, shout out Federico. I'm working on I'm finagling him. I'm saying if he could send us one for a trial, right? A little T&E, and then I'll send it back. Hopefully it doesn't get lost in the mail.
Hopefully. And all right, dude. And where can people find you on most days? What's your guys' home field?
LFP is our home field.
Long Live Paintball. You'll see us there pretty much every weekend. Sometimes we'll head over to Battle Creek for some different faces, different competition.
Get some different looks. Yeah.
And if you want to just keep up with us, our Instagram and Facebook is where we're usually posting stuff, calling other teams out that think they're hot and they ain't.
Link will be in description for their Instagram if you guys want it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a YouTube channel, Blizzard TV, which kind of shows you the behind the scenes of all the stuff that you don't see, the things where we mess up, screw up, have fun, and just hang out and play some paintball. It's all there.
Hell yeah. I'll also include that in the link to the description of this as well, so you can find out all their stuff, man. Dude, and actually, I got one more. Sorry, because I forgot to always ask this. People you look up, like, who's someone that's really helped you guys in paintball progress to where you are today?
Oh man, that's a good question.
That's a very good question.
I love to know. I always ask this to a lot of people, and if you want to name more than one, you can. That's okay. But who's someone that's really you think helped you get to where you are?
I know it's kind of new, but our coach, man, he's so dedicated. His heart and everything is in it for us. I was out at Street Ball last week, and we were just drilling, and he's like critiquing me, like, "Hey, you got to do this and you got to do that." Mm-hmm. Like, most coaches are out for the money, they don't like, "Hey, we're just gonna win, whatever." But our coach Mike is, I think we rebuilt a chemistry with him too. He ain't going nowhere either.
I know Mike well. Like, my first ever NXL event was Atlantic City, and I played with the Lynch brothers.
Yeah, Rob's with us
Rob's
too.
Cool.
Rob will be out at TSXL on the field with us.
Yeah.
And Mike will be on the sidelines yelling at us when we do something that he says we weren't supposed to. So, which is good. We need that accountability. I'd have to agree with him. Mike is a big part of it. He's new to us, but so quickly you see how he's so passionate about the game, and he truly, like, his goal, we win, he wins. He's in it for the wins. That's like it, and it's amazing to see someone like that, because a lot of guys you bring, they want to get on the field, they want to play, they're upset that they're not having as much play time as someone else, and he's all about just like, I need the best players doing their job every single time. That is how we win this game. Straightforward. And I think also, oddly enough, not speedballers, but a lot of the guys that when I was a little kid on the blasters, I actually I was trying out for the Reservoir Dogs. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah, I do.
Not around anymore.
Nope.
I met them at Dark Ops, and I was like, "Hey, I really want to join your team." And they were like, "All right, come to the Combat Classic, and we'll see how you do there. The West Point Combat Classic."
That's my ooh, I love that place.
I go to that game, and I'm looking around for these guys. It's packed. There's real guns going off. Like, shit's crazy. And I can't find them anywhere. And also my mom walks over to me because I'm a teen. I'm a young teen at the time, like a tween.
This is at the lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. And my mom comes over to me and she's like, "There's this other team here. They said you could play with them." Next thing I know, I have a T-shirt on that says Master Blasters, like just like that, like welcome to the party. And dudes like Kenneth Hefferly, who was like the guy who handed me a ZR1, and Rob Novice, like, Donaldson. Obviously, if you watch
KD
on Fox, you know who he is. These are guys who, maybe for 2 seconds I saw them on the field, or I talked to them off the field, but I remember just like, especially Rob Novice, he's such a big dude that like he's like commanding the field. Like, I remember he was at a cousin's big game, and he's a general, and I'm like a little tiny blaster, and I'm like, "Whatever you say, man." So they're not speedballers per se in that sense, but that same presence of like, I saw how they led everybody in that moment. You see how Donaldson currently leads the Blasters.
Yeah. I'll die.
You see Kenneth Hefferly, my ZR1, which I pulled out of the shed after maybe 10 years of not using it, right? I pull it out of the shed and it needs a tuning up. I shoot him a message on Facebook. He's like, "Yeah, I moved, across the country, but you can send it to me. I'll take care of it, no problem."
Yeah,
like guys like that.
The fucking best.
Yeah. So when you have guys like that exist, that's kind of the inspiration for me. Is like, you know what? Being the best paintballer doesn't mean being better than guys like Greenspan. It means being the best version that I can possibly be. So I just go out there and try to do that every single time I play.
Dude, those were words of wisdom right there, dude. I love what you said right there. That was I'm clipping that for sure. So, again, thank you guys so much for coming on the program. We really appreciate it. Yeah, dude, we'll definitely have to hang out some more. And thank you guys, the listeners, for hanging out with us the whole time. Again, catch us at the Woodball World Cup this weekend. Make sure you check out all our sponsors, and we'll catch all you guys on the next episode. Take it easy, guys.
Take it.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong I'm the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Days been gone, a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.